Welcome, everybody, to the Wisdom Bank Network podcast. I am your gracious host for the night, Brano, and I'm joined by some members of the Wisdom Bank Network team. We've got Linda, Damon, Michael Anthony, and we're also joined by a few awesome community members, Sharon Marie, Drew Roberts, and Steve. And tonight's going to be a great show because, Drew has a lot of experience in Web3. And, we're going to get a lot of knowledge drop today. So that's going to be fun. But let's go ahead and start with Sharon. Sharon, welcome to the podcast. And if you wanted to just give a little intro about yourself and maybe how your journey to crypto and how you found out about WBN.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. Good to meet you all guys for the first time. Damon invited me to come and share my journey with you guys tonight. I don't know, how far do I go back? I mean, I got involved in crypto probably about 2 years ago. Started out over on Facebook doing online marketing coaching. I've been a coach for about 10 years. And I found my way to crypto because someone in my Facebook community shared something with me, and I realized at the time I had no clue. I just bought some tokens. I didn't even know how to buy, crypto. And I just got hooked. And it was around the time of sort of, all of the stuff going on with FTX. That all happened, within that first year. And I just found the whole space really interesting, really fascinating. And somehow found my way onto X Spaces and kind of got that, addiction to my phone where I'd get up in the morning and I'd grab my phone and I'd see what was going on and, who's hosting a space and what they're talking about. And I somehow found Damon. But what happened in December 21 was that I'd had a very profound spiritual awakening. And I was kind of going through that when I found Damon, which was probably about 3 or 4 months ago. I was still sort of in the throes of that. But it was just, I just feel that there are no coincidences. So, I know that I was supposed to end up here. And I could probably sort of tell you a lot more, fill in the blanks, but I won't sort of, I won't go into too much detail. But yeah, I just feel that I've been divinely guided here. And that's kind of, I was meant to come to find crypto, and I was meant to find this project. And it just feels like there's something more that I need to do. And it just feels like I'm just sort of, the more I surrender to it, the more things just unfold naturally, really. So that's a very edited version, guys, for you.
No, that's amazing. And a lot of us believe, everything happens for a reason, and you were meant to be here, with us tonight. All the stars aligned, the universe tends to unfold as it should.
I have so much to say, but I know we have to introduce our developer, Drew.
Okay.
But Sharon, just hearing you say that, you left so much out. You kind of might.
How long is the podcast?
And I can't wait to dig into that part of it. The spiritual part.
Yeah.
You said there are no coincidences, and there's not. The universe is too special for that. God is too special for us to think that we meet people by accident, by coincidence. No, we don't. The vibration that's coming off of your heart at that point in the time is the energy that you're attracting, whether it's through technology, whether it's through in a gas station standing in line. Our energy is what attracts people. And as you get more spiritually deeper into your higher self, you literally create your own universe. And you have essentially created your own universe, Sharon. And I see you tonight. I knew who you were before this, but I've never talked to you in person. I just heard the voice. To put the beautiful face behind it is just the icing on the cake. To put the beautiful soul behind it, an actual real person, an angel. You literally transformed into an angel. And it's like, wow, being part of that I've actually got to experience that in my life, that I met someone on a social media platform who now not only are we going to grow spiritually together, but we will grow wealthy together. And to have those two combined, guys, I can't sleep. I feel like every day tomorrow is Christmas. Um, and
And you know what's funny? Sorry to interrupt you, but you know what's funny is that you mentioned you know, my higher self, and because I was on that path already, I was asking my higher self to guide me every morning. I was saying, you know, what is it you want me to do? You know, show me, what's my path? Where do I need to go? Because I realized I'd spent about 10 years. I mean, I called myself I've read lots of books. I mean, I went through a whole phase of sort of personal development. I mean, I've got literally hundreds of books. I've read every single book, you know, on personal development. And I thought of I think I was a striver. You know, I was one of life's strivers. I was always striving for something, and I've got to start this business, or I've got to, you know, do this thing, or there was always something. And then when I had the spiritual awakening, I realized that I could, well, actually I had a whole year of probably not feeling like I could do anything, because I was like, well, if this isn't really who I am, if the ego this personality isn't really who I am, then what's the point of me trying to do anything? Because I'm the soul, you know. And then it was sort of coming to terms with, how do I be this new version of myself and be in the world? You know, how I know that I'm not of the world, but I'm in the world. So that's what I think. That was the point that I met you, where I'd already
how do I take the value that I know I have and give it to the world? Yeah. How do I find my gift and give it away?
Yeah.
You know,
and how do I do that in a way that I'm not trying to control everything always? When I find myself, because it's my natural, you know, I'm fighting something that's always been there, you know, throughout my whole life. I've been, right, I've got a project, I've got to start, I've got to do this, and then trying to sort of to surrender and let things unfold. That's been the challenge. And that was when I met you, and that was when the project came around, and I started listening in. To begin with, I was just listening into your spaces, and I would just have have the phone and listening. I'd be going about my day, cooking, doing whatever I was doing, but I'd have you in the background. And there were so many things that you were saying at that time that I knew that those messages were meant for me. So it was just all unfolding. And then I had to step back from it, because I think there was a period a few months ago where I was coming into the spaces, but I couldn't kind of actually there was a period where I wasn't even coming to spaces at all, because even though I could see that the spaces were going on, I wasn't coming into them. And it was like I was afraid to discover more. It was almost like I had to just kind of put it away for a little while, and I couldn't really deal with it. And then a lot of things happened recently, which we talked about the other day on the space. My dad's just passed, and I think that's kind of a full circle, because actually what I'm feeling is this feeling of real joy, because he was 99. I'm just feeling this feeling of joy that his soul's been released, because he wasn't very happy in the last few years of his life. And instead of feeling sad, I'm actually feeling, that's the only way I can describe it, is joy. And I can't even tell, there is sadness there. Of course there is. But that's how I know I've grown so much, because I can't tell people that I'm really happy that he's died, because that sounds awful. But actually, there is that feeling of knowing that his soul has gone home. So there's been a lot of growth. Yeah.
When and I'm sorry we didn't get to Drew yet, but we will, guys. This is important, because through Sharon, I was able to recognize my growth and my journey and my transformation, because like Sharon said, I noticed she wasn't coming in spaces, and I noticed what had led up to the last space she was in, where she was starting to get weirded out by the synchronicities, where she was starting to say, whoa, is this real? Like, is this really real? my entire life, I've been raised and groomed to think a certain way, to act a certain way. Um, and I sit up here and I just noticed in the camera that I smiled. I haven't smiled in 20 years. Nothing in my life was worthy of me feeling any type of joy because I was on the wrong path. And the whole time, like you said, Sharon, it's there telling you that this isn't it. This isn't you. You know, I told people yesterday, and when you see it, you'll hear it. But I told people when my 18-year-old firstborn daughter was walking down the aisle to get her diploma, I was sitting in a prison cell, and I cried for a week, and I said, "What are you doing?" So I knew that that wasn't who I was. That I would never, no matter what I had to change about myself, no matter how hard it would be, that that if I ever put myself in that predicament again, then God take me away because these people don't deserve me. My kids don't deserve that. You know, and then I started to really see that I didn't deserve that because that's not who I was. It's not who I was sent here to be. The value but what my transformation gave me and told me is everything that I learned in those dark places, that I was the only light when it was that dark. And maybe I can help someone today to prevent anything that I went through because I won't wish anything on my worst enemy the way I felt inside. I've died 1,000 times on this earth already. But today I live. I live. And it's, I'm joyous, Sharon. I couldn't openly talk about my mom, my dad, my both sets of grandparents, my two brothers. My whole bloodline is dead. I've lost everybody. I had no one. I can't call my mom. I can't call my dad. I can't call my grandparents. I can't ask about stories about how does my 2-year-old grandson remind him of me, remind my mom of me, like the things that he's doing now, and being into dinosaurs because I love dinosaurs. So I get it, Sharon. I love it. Go ahead,
Thank you for,
Brano.
yeah, thank you for that, guys. And so let me just kind of tell a little story here in terms of when we first started developing WBN, and we were meeting each other. It's just beautiful how like each one of us on the team had some sort of skill set to bring to the table, or some type of expertise. Like we got Lindy here. When you hear her speak, it sounds like the spirit is flowing, the spirit of God is flowing through her. And she also helped with making a couple of videos for us. And just she's got her own talent and her own spirit about her. Damon, I mean, this guy can preach sermons. He can preach 5-hour sermons by himself, and he's got the passion and the drive. Mike's got a skill of being able to see talent and to develop talent. And I guess my skill that I brought is in digital production. Like that was my thing. But then we also had a guy who was great at websites, a guy who was great at social media and stuff like that. So it was really beautiful when we were building this thing. But the one thing we didn't have, and the one thing we kind of like went, from developer to developer, is a developer for the actual contract. We went through a couple, and we tried to develop within. But then we, in the end, we wanted this thing to come out right. Because it's very important. That's like make or break for a project, is the contract has to be solid, right? And so that's where we turned to Drew here, who we knew had a lot of experience in Web3, and we wanted that expertise. So Drew, how's it going, man? Good to have you here. Maybe if you want to just introduce yourself a little bit and talk to us about your crypto journey.
Yeah, appreciate it. Nice to meet. The rest of you all. I've met everybody who's here, but nice to meet those of you who are listening in. I don't know where y'all going to be publishing this video. So for anybody out there,
the world, Drew, the world.
out there on Web 1, 2, or 3,
AKA
or wherever.
YouTube.
Yeah. Sounds good. So anyway, nice to meet you all. Drew Roberts. I've been in crypto since I guess I bought my first Bitcoin around $200. Got Mt. Gox. Bought my first Ethereum at $12, and then just kind of went deeper down the rabbit hole from there. My first smart contract, because in real life, I'm a computer programmer and digital marketer as well, Sharon. Been CTO for a number of different companies, and a few years back, I went independent and just kind of work with a handful of companies on like a client basis. My largest one I work with now is in the Web2 world is a polymers company. It's like 8,000 employees. I manage their websites and digital marketing. Um, as far as cryptocurrency goes, 2021 was in April was my first smart contract I deployed. I was approached by a group of 40 pseudonymous individuals that made me an offer I couldn't refuse. They put enough upfront money on the table where it was worth my time to write out a smart contract for them. And it was just a meme coin, so I didn't have any objection to the way that they were going to run the project, and I controlled the liquidity pool and the contract, so it wasn't an issue from like a potential being a rug pull. But within that first 24-hour period on April 20th, 2021, we hit $1 billion market cap, and majority of those guys cashed out $1 million in profit, and it was just wild. And then from there, things escalated pretty quickly through the end of that bull run. And didn't do too much during the beginning of the bear in 2022, and then 2023 I probably launched 50. I came across Michael under one of his aliases, cryptopreneur, and just in spaces ran across him, and I guess that was my introduction to your all's group. Later met Damon, and then kind of met the rest of you all. But Twitter, which is now X, spaces, and just connecting with people through X is the best way that I've found to really meet and authentically build relationships with people in the Web3 world. So that was real important for me in my own journey, and just working with teams that were doing serious projects that were utility based and not just meme coins, pump and dumps, and kind of quick tax farming, tax harvesting, whatever you want to call it, events. I, it's been a crypto, and just the rabbit hole that you go down is such an interesting journey, and everybody goes about it different ways. But I think, for those of you who are new to the game, the important thing to know is the goal of where you want to end up being is to have Bitcoin and Ethereum in a cold storage wallet, which means it's disconnected from the internet, and you're just stacking and sending your Ethereum and your Bitcoin there. So everything you do within ERC20 shitcoin world and a little saloon, or in NFTs, all that, they're fads, they run around, and you want to figure out how to get your money from there into just straight stacking Satoshis offline. So I think as long as you keep that core principle, you're going to do well in cryptocurrency. I guess as far as this project goes, Damon, he's I get a kick out of him. He's really long-winded when it comes to Twitter Spaces. He can go on for 9 or 10 hours on a rant where no one else is talking, and I enjoy it. I learn a lot from him as well, Sharon. But one of the things I liked about what he's doing is this is not a short-term project. This was something he wanted to do for the long term, not just through 1 4-year cryptocurrency cycle, but on past that. And we built, and that was in my initial discussions with him and the team. when they approached me, or I think initially I'd heard you had a developer back out or some issue with a developer. So I reached out to you, I think initially, Damon, and I said, hey, if you're looking for a developer, I've heard you speak enough. I'd be willing to partner with the type of project that you want to create here.
Drew,
And that's what brought me in.
I told the guys, I said, guys, we need a docs developer. We need a person who is transparent that we can get a hold of, and he can lock this liquidity pool up, and people can know that this is not a scam, that this is a long-term altcoin that's going to bring wealth to everyday people. And Drew, we're going to do amazing things here, and I'm glad I was able to meet you and go on this journey with you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. And that's probably a good place to start for those of you who are new to WBN. The way that projects are created is you have, like with ERC20 tokens, the value that's derived from it is not in the token itself. That's Fugazi Fugazi. It has no meaning. It's just in the eye of the beholder. Your value is in the Ethereum that's locked into your liquidity pool, and that's being held there. So as I was talking about earlier, the basis of cryptocurrency is to take these assets that are paired with the dollar. So Ethereum, the base assets of every blockchain, and to stack those. And so you can do it collectively as a team if you stack it into a liquidity pool. So then the whole team benefits, and you're working together in unison to put more Ethereum into your pool. And so you'll see, like, if you look historically over any cryptocurrency, they run off the 4-year Bitcoin halving event. So when the Bitcoin halving takes place, which is scheduled to take place March or April 22nd of 2024, here just in a few months, it typically kicks off a bull run that typically doesn't ensue till a couple months after, but you'll see a rapid escalation in price, usually 10x over a 1.5-year period, peaking out in December, the 2nd December after the halving. So it will run for a 1.5 years. The one exception was the last cycle when Elon Musk flooded the whole cryptocurrency and had a peak in May when he
about his appearance on SNL.
Yeah. Well, not that. It was when he said what the peak came in when he said Tesla wasn't going to accept Bitcoin anymore, and then when they started unloading, and that's what brought it in. Now, by December, it had come back up to reach those heights, but traditionally it runs up all the way to December, and typically has like a high peak in mid-December, and then you have, because of U.S. financial taxes, you'll have a sell-off before the end of the year where companies close out their book of business and individuals close out to end their year and then transition over. And then what you'll see, people who've been in cryptocurrency a long time, they'll go from those base underlying assets of Ethereum or Bitcoin, and they'll go to stable coin. It's called stable coining out during the bear market, because after the peak of the bull run, you'll have 1 year of just straight downturn, and then you'll have like what we saw in 2023. That becomes the pre-bull period. So you have a little over a year of a pre-bull period before the next halving that kicks off the next bull run. So that's your 4-year cycle. So to go into like the core decision of the way that WBN manages the liquidity pool, what's important to understand about that, and you don't have to know any of the logistics, just know that Damon and his team have locked the liquidity, so it can't be touched. That Ethereum can't be touched. Now it's available if somebody wants to swap out their token on Uniswap or any exchange that WBN gets listed on. You can swap out your token for the Ethereum, so you're liquid at all times. Unlike other assets, like if you invest in real estate or other types of assets, or even if you invest in stock, it takes a while to get it into your bank account. You got to call your broker, you got to go through all the loopholes, you got to pay, all that, and you finally get a check in the mail, and it's just a pain in the butt to get your dollar bills out. Whereas cryptocurrency, it just happens as quick as a transaction on the blockchain. As soon as the next block's put in, you can be as liquid as you want. So what's important about the way the liquidity pool is set up is we locked it until December 15th, 2025. And at that point, when crypto should be, the whole marketplace should be nearing its peak, it gives the option to the WBN team to switch over from being pegged to Ethereum to being pegged to a stable coin like Tether or whatever the prevailing stable coin is at the end of 2025. Where during that 1 year downturn, during the bull run, during the bear market, um, it becomes more of like in the sinking Titanic, the life raft that's out there it's a better life raft than stable coins. And the reason is when people rush into stable coins, you're just pegged to the dollar, which is a depreciating asset. But if you peg when WBN is pegged to a stable coin, if people rush to WBN instead of to the dollar, it's an appreciating asset because more liquidity is flowing into that pool. And then you lock that stable coin pool for a year, and then you switch at the beginning of the pre-bull period back to Ethereum, or you can kind of diversify into other liquidity pools as you run up at the start of the pre-bull and into the next bull period. So basically all that to be said is WBN has positioned itself to be a long-term project, more so than any other project, even more so than projects that burn their liquidity, because in a bear market, those projects are not going to be able to survive through that bear market intact with the same and without any momentum. So
so the time period of locking in liquidity was very strategic in terms of the overall market in general. So yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah,
guys, what we're creating here for everyday people that know nothing about cryptocurrency is cycles of money, of millennial wealth coming to you every time that Bitcoin cycles and halves and decreases its supply and the price shoots up. Ethereum follows Bitcoin. Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin in prior bull markets because Ethereum has a larger profit margin. It's only $2,300. Bitcoin is 40 some plus thousand now. Bitcoin,
but even with that, that's a unit bias argument, which isn't the best way to look at it. I think the best way I found to explain it to people who are new to cryptocurrency is if you think of Bitcoin as an Excel spreadsheet, it's got 21 million cells, and the only game to play is just to put your name on as many of those cells as possible, just to own as many Bitcoin as you can, just to be the Michael Saylor and just acquire, and hodl, and just hold on to it. And the value of Bitcoin is you never have to sell because you can just take a loan on it. It's the best asset to get loans on.
Oh, so Drew, what I was trying to say was, so you acquire enough Ethereum through WBN and our ecosystem where you turn that Ethereum into what you said, put your name on the board. You put your name on as many blocks as you can on that board, because that's going to decide if you stay plugged in to this matrix, to this what this government wants you to envision, what it wants your diet to be, what it wants you to eat, what it wants you to watch, what it wants you to hear, what it wants you to take in negative energy. Low vibration shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and 3-year-olds twerking. You know, where's the mind going here?
I agree with that. I think the kind of the further that analogy of the Excel spreadsheet, Ethereum is the same Excel spreadsheet, but it allows you to run functions, the macros on your Excel spreadsheet. So it becomes by default the operating system of of this new world that we're entering in, this new technology, where instead of relying on and posting all of your information into Facebook's database, where they own that data and can resell your information to other companies in cryptocurrency on Ethereum, the database is distributed. And so as you put information in, as you create applications or decentralized applications called dApps, or any smart contract in that operating system, you get the benefits not only of the operating system scaling up, of which if you own the base underlying asset of Ethereum, you have ownership in, but you also get plenty of other benefits of that come with that territory of growing and establishing your own business entity in this new operating system and growing up with it. And so that's where the Ethereum has way outperformed Bitcoin when you really look at it. And I think where people are missing is they're just looking at market cap, or they're looking at the price per token, or they're looking at these other metrics. But the real metric is like the value that's locked into the blockchain. And with Ethereum, even if you just look at the Ethereum blockchain compared to Bitcoin, is not accurate, because on Ethereum you also have all these layer twos, and you have also all these ERC20s. Like Tether itself is $100 billion ERC20 token. Okay, WBN's just you're not even close to a billion yet. So there really isn't a ceiling on what these tokens, these ERC20 tokens, can be. But even more so than that, you just have the overall network has network effects that grow and compound on top of each other. And it opens up the doors as you build your ERC20. You can later build your own decentralized exchange. You can later build your own layer two. You just keep scaling up. You level up as you play the game, as you go along, and the possibilities are endless. That's why I prefer Ethereum, and I'm active in Ethereum. And I still have Bitcoin, but I'm not really even in acquiring Bitcoin mode. I'm in a creation mode on the Ethereum blockchain.
Guys, what Drew is saying is with Wisdom Bank Network, us being on the Ethereum blockchain and all the value here in this ecosystem with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum essentially is the motor that runs this entire world, this new world of digital money. Ethereum is the foundation of that. And within inside Ethereum is endless opportunities for millennial wealth, for regular people to take back and have control of your own wallet, where your own USDT, your own Bitcoin, your own Ethereum, it sits, and you're in control of that. Nobody charges you tax. Nobody charges you. You can and guys, you can use your Ethereum and your Bitcoin and your WBN right now to buy bread and butter out the store. It's already digital money. All you have to do is do transfers. It's already there.
Yeah,
it's the
and
ecosystem.
I just wanted to touch on a couple things that Drew said in terms of the whole kind of goal of this game that people are playing in crypto Twitters is to stack the main two, right? They want to stack Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's why a lot of people are dabbling in these ERC tokens where they can 100x, 1000x, because their main goal is to flip that out of that and back to Ethereum, just stack as much as Ethereum as possible, because long term, it's a better store of value. It's more stable and it's I guess safer than a lot of the ERC 20 tokens, which
it just has less third-party risk.
Right.
That's the main reason why.
Where WBN, and I was talking to Drew about this. WBN, we can set up V3 pools where WBN just makes endless money endless liquidity through taxing transactions and things of that nature. We're actually giving you an opportunity to become an entrepreneur. When you become a holder of this project, you in essence take back control of your personal finances. You take back control of your life. That's why we're preaching here spirituality, because it's important what you're thinking, guys. This is a lot of money we're talking about here. This is millennial wealth for people. Look at Drew. In 20 years, Drew's going to be one of the most wealthiest people. You're not even going to be able to find him because he's going to be somewhere with so much fucking digital currency that he doesn't have to.
I probably messed it up, but anyway.
So this is money.
I think one of the things, just to correct you, Damon, you usually don't say millennial wealth; you say generational wealth.
But, he's doing that. He's doing that on purpose.
I'm doing that on purpose.
I'm gigging him.
Drew, let me tell you something.
I've heard him in spaces.
Hold on.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I'm just gigging you. Let's move on.
Yeah, Damon, we don't need a 30-minute explanation.
Hold on. Okay. Let's go there. Let me tell you something, Drew.
I got to relight my cigar. You go ahead.
All right, sit back, relax, light the cigar. Drew, I have 6 kids and I have 8 grandchildren. What the average man has to acquire in his life to support his family and to leave every generation of my grandchildren from here until 2150, that my bloodline, my fucking name, will carry wealth behind it. Not wealth that one of my generations of grandchildren can fuck up. That's why I say millennial wealth. Because in 150 years from now, we're here on the forefront of a new technology, of a new financial system, where we're going from the cassette tape to the CD. And we're able to be there. We have a developer who's brilliant, who's on top of and knows the infrastructure of cryptocurrency and the value of Ethereum and Bitcoin and what it actually means to have stored value back in your possession, in your hand, in your wallet. You got a man sitting in front of you giving you the keys to life. He's giving you that millennial wealth, not generational wealth. Your mindset, your network will be your net worth. And my fucking net worth is $1 billion or more. I have a billionaire mindset that God gave me. And he gave me 11 other men and women who all 12 of us, plus our developer and our community, the 12 disciples will lead you to the water, but will you drink it? Will you drink it? So millennial wealth.
All right.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about your presence
on Twitter, Drew. I love you, Drew.
So Drew, like I always see you tweeting about like always trying to test something new or trying to stay in tune with like the latest developments and developing contracts. Like you're not one of those people who are content with being stagnant or doing the copy pasta contracts, which a lot of people are doing in Web3. So talk about how important it is to kind of evolve and how fast crypto kind of moves in terms of being able to keep up with how contracts are launched and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing.
Before you start that, somebody might need to be muted. It's a lot of background noise somewhere.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, it's true. He's got to unmute.
I can walk outside or whatever, but
no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not in my office. I think what a lot of people, when they come into cryptocurrency, have a hard time with is a 24-hour market cycle. And I know, like even personally, I've had issues with it multiple times where I have an addictive personality, and so there is an urge to try to stay up on all the latest, newest meta, the newest innovation and what's going on. And it's hard to get that work-life balance where it just takes time to build good relationships and contacts where you don't have to stay on the stream, just the flood of crap that you're filtering through on X or whatever your social media outlet is, getting all the little news headlines and all that stuff, and trying to dig deeper into know which ones to even dig deeper into.
Drew is actually saying, guys, you have to unplug from the from the timelines that are being presented to you. Unplug from that and find out why you're there. What's the innovation? Where's the money at there? Because that's why we're here. We're here because we're all at a point in our life where we are deserving at this point. We're doing the right things. We're eating the right foods. We're thinking healthy. We're living healthy. Now it's time for that value part to show up. The money, the net worth, because there's a mindset to a person that is awarded these type of rewards in life. But in life, you may not always pay what you owe, but you will always reap what you sow. And you can take that to the bank any day of the week, any hour. If you live from within your heart, you'll do good in life. Find out who you are. What does your mind, what does your body, what does your soul like? What's it like to feel? What type of vibrations and energies do you want to take in? Because you control that. The televisions and the social media sites don't control that, people. As you see tonight, this is real. That there's great minds behind this project. That there's great people behind this project. Everyday people. Law enforcement, bankers, entertainers, and just so happens to be an ex-drug dealer. Yep. We come together because we brought our minds together. Our goodness, our oneness in each other. All of our life's journeys we bring to each other and say, hey, how can I help you? Help me, help us. That's it. That's all. This will be the largest transfer of wealth in Eastern and Western society, known to man, to the individual that receives it, to benefit from it. That the Nigerians who are struggling over in Africa, the struggling Indonesians and Japanese, the struggling Americans who are getting cooked by their local governments and their federal governments and their state governments. This will be the largest transfer of wealth known to mankind, because this time, during this bull run, this bull cycle, this Bitcoin halving, the people are awake. The universe woke them up and said, yo, listen, stop paying attention and keeping up with the Kardashians and Travis Kelce and everything else, and focus on this, the goal. The goal. There goes your wealth. The way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you interact. That is your wealth. Are you wealthy? You want to be healthy? Be around the right people. Stay away from low vibrational people. Someone you may have been around for 20 years. They don't know the new you. They met you when you were a drug dealer 20 years ago. Today, they don't know that person. I have to reintroduce myself to people. When they say, oh, I haven't seen in 10, 20 years. I have to reintroduce myself. They don't know the me now. They know me then, before all the lessons, before all the pain. They'd probably ask me how my mom was doing, how my grandpa was doing. And I would have to tell them, or how your brother's doing. I have to tell them, they're all dead. They're all dead. So if I see somebody from 20 years ago and they see me, it's not the same person. I don't have my mom no more. I don't have my dad no more. I don't have my brothers, my sisters. My grandparents. You know, so I've grown. So when I meet people, I have to reintroduce myself. And if I did something to you back then, I apologize now, and I'll try to make it up. But don't judge me for who I was, because that's not who the fuck I am. But anyway, guys,
Yeah,
we're here. We're here to bring transparency to this cryptocurrency.
yeah.
Uh,
I think that's a great point to make, and to kind of circle it back to what Brano asked. So, like, how do you stay in touch with like what the cutting edge is? How do you filter through all the bull crap of your timeline? And what I've found
Especially
is,
with AI
yeah,
coming
oh
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like somebody sent me a video the other day of kind of a notorious shitcoin scammer, Paulie, but it was his voice and him talking with his animated PFP, but it was AI did it, and it was trying to sell some other shitcoin that he had nothing to do with. It was hilarious, but yeah, you can't even tell with your timeline. Somebody could take my face and video and use AI and produce. There's enough audio of me already on the internet where they can have me saying anything. And so, how do you filter through that? What I've found is having good relationships of people that I trust, that I know are really nerdy on a specific topic, and will go in the weeds and go deep on it and really synthesize what's important there. So, like yesterday, I had an hour and a half long conversation with a good developer friend of mine who's doing a lot of projects on the AVAX blockchain, and so he was running me through all the meta of what's the cutting edge of what's the projects coming out on that blockchain. And a lot of them were kind of similar paradigms to what we see on Ethereum and what I've seen on other blockchains. But there was a couple ideas he had that I'm excited to test out over on our blockchain or on some other blockchains or on layer twos on Ethereum. So yeah, so I think that to answer your question, Brayno, I think that for me, just relying on people who are smarter than me that I can call and just phone a friend and get an answer.
Yeah, that's a great point in terms of you want to go to people with expertise, right? That are going to kind of give you the knowledge that you need. In terms of like, do you see X being the platform where people need to be on in terms of the crypto space, or do you think YouTube, TikTok, Instagram? Where do you think the people need to be in terms of getting into crypto or
webinars. The webinars we're about to be doing here shortly. Drew's going to do a few with me. We're going to set up the classroom here. We're going to show people how you make life-changing decisions when you consume healthy foods, healthy fluids, and healthy soul food. Things that are making you grow, things that are making you get your name on the board. You got to get your name on the board here, people. And time is not on our side. Let me tell you what time is. That clock that you see, that clock, that time isn't real. The only place that is real is in your head and on that dashboard. And when this car turns off and that time disappears from the dashboard, it no longer exists. The only time you notice it is when you're on your phone, when you got your head down, and now you got back pains, lower back pains, and your back hurts. Because for the last 10, 15, 20 years, you'd had your head down in your phone. We're supposed to stand up.
Thank you for reminding me to fix my posture. Yeah.
Our posture is your health. And you can't be healthy if you got your head down in a phone. That's why if you notice, guys, I hold the phone in front of me. I'm not like Mike came on here and he was looking down, standing there looking down at his phone. Not me. Look, not Drew. Drew got the camera up here. See, you have to detach from what you think reality is. It's just an illusion that they created for you. The clock is to remind you that you don't have much time. That you gotta get to work. You gotta get to the gym. You gotta get here. You gotta get there. You're not on that time. You're on this time with God. You're not on this. The universe is mental, people. These people are using Freemasonry on you. Secret society knowledge, hidden knowledge. That universal law is how you control large collectives of people. Direct their energy.
Okay, Damon.
Hold on one second. One second.
I do come at it from a different worldview, but
Right. But you have to understand that we may live in different worlds, and we might be in different places, but we still feel the same things on the inside because we're human beings. And it's why you're here tonight. You're not here tonight because you come from different worlds. You're here tonight because you are in control of your world. Your world. And you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up. You're adding your value here. So go ahead, guys, because I'll go.
Okay, so I was basically asking Drew, do you think, X is the spot you need to be in terms of, getting into crypto or being on the forefront of most of these projects that are coming out, as opposed to YouTube, TikTok, and that's when Damon jumped in and said webinars. So, Drew.
Yeah, webinars are great. I like some of my friends who are very influential wealth managers, private equity funds, and hedge funds. They primarily do webinars to communicate with all their clients because clients aren't available at a set time, and you can go real in depth on a topic, record it, and distribute it out for them to consume, however, or just to have their secretary consume it and give them the rundown. So webinars are great. There's a bunch of different. I mean, books are great. Podcasts are great. The medium is irrelevant. What I like about X is, at least in Web3, especially in a bear market or in a pre-bull market, founders are accessible. I DM with Raoul Paul, and other founders and people who are developers on the core team of blockchains that are accessible. I can just send them messages and communicate with. I don't get that on other social media outlets. You can kind of get it, but they don't check their messages. But you can kind of get connections or find out who you want to connect with on LinkedIn and some other outlets. And just doing your research. But X is the best way to try to communicate with people. As far as distribution and what works for getting people with cryptocurrency or people new to cryptocurrency into your project, right now the best thing is TikTok. I mean, to go dance for the Chinaman, that's exit liquidity galore for so many meme coins. It's unreal. YouTube's great. That can move the needle. There's a lot of different outlets that you can. I mean, you look at to use a bad example, FTX or even like Kraken or whatever. They're sponsoring Formula One race cars now and doing all types of stuff on that end. So there's all endless opportunities to connect with people and to get your message across to people who you want to be in your community. But yeah, what I like about X is the ability to connect with somebody and then just shoot them messages and then take it offline, get their phone number and have a phone call with them. So,
Drew, I personally think X is the greatest platform for social media. As far as though if you're
I
looking.
disagree. I
If
disagree.
you're
It's
if
100% centralized, and I
no,
can
I'll
cuss
tell
right
you
now.
why.
I hate centralized
I,
stuff, and I hate
I'll
Web
tell you
2.
why.
So I'll 100% disagree. I go with Mastodon or something, the Blue Sky or any of the new ones that are coming out that are decentralized. I'd rather go with. But go ahead.
Absolutely. But I'm talking to the other 99% of people. I'm talking to the other 99% of people. Guys, we're not those people. I get that. So I that's why, Drew, I told you earlier, we're talking to people who have no clue what the infrastructure of society looks like from a innovative technology standpoint, being connected on a platform where X is everything for those people. Like you said, the connectedness where you can just message somebody, tweet on their page. It's transparency. See, that's what X is. Even though there's control behind it, they're going to control everything. Doesn't matter what it is. These little decentralized sites you're talking about, that's cool. That can stay underground. It could be underground where they had to do it back when they fought the Revolutionary War. When George Washington and the other Freemasons had to do it quietly. So the government, the British government didn't know what they were doing, because if they would have known they were planning to take the 3 million people colony, that they wouldn't have been able to do it. So they had to detach from society's norms, and they had to bring free thinkers and like-minded people to each other, and they called it Freemasonry. And all that was they passed down knowledge, they passed down wisdom, they passed down universal law of correspondence and vibration, mentalism. They passed that down, and they were the smart free thinkers of society. And they seen that they had 3 million people, and that this was their own land now. They started their families here. They came here on ships. This was their community now, and they took that over. And that's what they say the founding fathers are of this country. Well, we're the founding fathers.
I do think that X, in terms of being able to find community, is one of the best apps. I mean, most of us here met on X. And the fact that they have Twitter Spaces, I mean, not Twitter Spaces, but X Spaces, whatever you want to call it, that is a revolutionary thing. That Instagram, Facebook.
It wasn't X that revolution. It wasn't Twitter that revolutionized that. They just stole the tech from Clubhouse.
Clubhouse,
And,
right.
Yeah.
Actually,
But,
they already had.
But Spaces is great. Yeah.
Right.
It's better than Clubhouse because it's tied to your identity of your X account, which makes it a far superior product, which like Clubhouse doesn't exist as far as I'm aware of anymore.
Yeah. And
so what X gives you is like Facebook, and it gives you that community platform where you can gather together. But they're only doing that for AI. They're only giving you that right, that freedom of saying whatever you want in the space about your government, about what you think things are. They're only doing that because they got the AI bots listening. Because people are getting ready to let them put brain chips in the back of their head. And people, this is why we showed up. Because they're going to take AI way too far. They're going to try to integrate human emotion with artificial intelligence. And if you believe in God, you know that's not what we want. So they're getting ready to remove who you are, your originality, your soul. AI is coming to take this, the heart. It's coming to take your heart. And I promise you, as you sit up here and you listen to me and these videos age, you'll see people putting chips. And you'll see it, they'll start announcing it on TikTok and Instagram. And they'll say the first person got the chip. And he's doing well. And then they'll tell you, well, he's in a lab and he's fucking healthy and he's projecting thoughts from 30 years ago. And these younger generations who are already misled, parents ain't around because they both work. Nobody's talking to the kid, find out if he's doing heroin or not. If he's snorting pills, not talking to the kid because they're fucking working every day to get nowhere for nothing, to do nothing. To what? Go on a vacation once a year? Go to a fucking Christmas party or a Halloween party once a year? Every other day do the same fucking thing, feel the same fucking way, eat the same fucking shit that they put in the supermarkets that's on the bottom. To where the fucking 2 and 3 and 4 year olds can grab and put in a cart. They're killing us. And now they've come to take our soul with AI. But God said, no, I got people here on this planet. And here goes the wealth to fight that. To fight them taking the soul with the AI. Because I promise you people, that's what Elon's trying to do. That's what he's going to do. He can smile. He can give you the best platform. He can give you the best technology. He can look like the Christ of 2024. But he's really the Antichrist of 2024. He's coming for this. He's coming for your brain, the way you think. And it's happening. But now, the conscious ones, the sheriffs, the firefighters, the bankers, the tech guys, the entertainment guys, the ex-drug dealers, everybody's coming. And they're saying, look at this. We're all being sent a message to wake up. And God in the universe is saying, here, people, I'm giving you your armor for this planet. I know, I feel that. I know that that's what my God wants me to do right now.
So one of my friends and a guy I look up to a lot is Yukai Chow. And he wrote this book called Actionable Gamification on his autolysis framework for gamification, and the 4 white hat gamification strategies and 4 black hat. And the most powerful thing you can do for gamification is of any, like a video game or any community building or any business or any even government entity is like a higher call, is an appeal to like a higher purpose. And that's one of the things I love about Damon. And I disagree with you, Damon, from a worldview perspective, but I do like your passion, and I do like the way that you.
True.
It's so real to you how you want to make a change for people that you care about, and I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You ended it with that. I'm gonna let you go because I know what you disagreed about.
I was just gonna say, wow, isn't it a novel idea that 2 people can disagree and we can all just still be decent human beings? Isn't it a novel idea?
Because listen, let me tell you what's happening, people, and I'll tell you what. We can think different and have the same vision. Society has taught you that you gotta hate somebody because you think about one fucking thing different. But you have a million other things in common, but you're thinking about the one thing. No, not me. I love Drew. I don't care what Drew feels about that. I know what he loves. I know what his passion is. I know Drew, the father. I know Drew, the recovering addict. The one who's been fighting his whole life. That's the fucking Drew I love.
You know, I'm not the biggest Elon fan, but I always looked at AI as kind of where data collection meets automation sort of thing. I look at it as much of a marketing gimmick and it's not something that I really feel threatened by. In my business, in the entertainment business, they're starting to use AI in master contracts. Like, can we use your voice for AI after you die? So I understand its use case. I really do. But I'm not really terribly concerned about it. Maybe it's because I'm 50 years old and I'll be here for another 25
Oh
years.
no,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
know.
no, no. Oh,
Now,
let me just warn you.
I wasn't
No,
done.
it's not for you. But your kids
What
and your grandkids, those will be the
I won't,
people who
right.
experience the negative of AI.
Right. Just they'll experience the negative
Brano,
of whatever it is they go through in their era when I'm
right,
long gone.
right,
For sure.
right.
Now, as far as
I
social
happen,
media
I
goes,
happen,
Dame,
I
Dame,
happen.
Dame, 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 Dame.
Hold on,
Let
hold on, hold on,
Let
hold on,
Mike.
hold on, hold on. I happen to care about my kids and my grandkids when I'm gone. Sorry for that. Sorry for that.
no, you're
That
supposed to.
I'm
Absolutely.
thinking long term when Damon isn't here anymore. When it's just Damon's kids by themselves in a cold world where daddy and mommy ain't here no more. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
about
What
leaving
I'm
them.
saying is though, and so am I. What I'm saying is though, I'm not particularly worried about the whole AI thing, is because AI is what they're putting in your face. The thing you have to worry about is never the thing they're putting in your face. It's the thing that they're not really showing you,
No,
from my experience.
it's the thing they're going to be putting in your head physically, is what I'm talking
So,
about.
yeah. So as far as in terms of social media goes, I think in terms of marketing in the use case, I think it's the way you use all social media platforms collectively to work for your advantage is the smartest thing to do, because each of them have a better use case than the other. Some
But
are
the,
good for networking, some are
but
good for video,
the true
some are good
purpose.
for onboarding young people. Like TikTok is, if you want to onboard young people, it's TikTok. If you want to onboard like older, more socially conscious people, like political people, that's X. So it
Yeah.
just depends on what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
See,
And
I tend to
I
look at.
agree. It's just different tools in your tool set.
Yeah, I tend to look at
absolutely,
things.
it's
I look
just
at
different tools, you know.
I look at things way different. I don't look at TikTok. I don't look at Twitter. I look at what value I bring, and how can I gain more value from these sites without allowing societal norms or agendas play out in my ultimate decision. So I totally understand that it, like you if you're gonna be on this one, you might have to water it down for the next one. See, I don't think of it like that. I don't really care if the content gets on there. I don't care if they have an algorithm working against me. You know, I know that this is real. And right now on Twitter, they're using AI to fight our voice.
Yeah, I got a notice from X the other day that said my account will be shadow banned because we did an experiment and we put hashtags that had nothing to do with the topic.
Right, right,
And now I'm
right.
shadow banned on X. So they all have their own rules.
So what they're
Anyway,
trying to
what
do, guys, is they're
I was
trying to
kicked
use
off
I'm
X
not
for
AI.
last month and a half. So yeah, I'm very
right, the
well
free speech
aware.
platform, you got kicked off of the free speech platform,
Yeah,
Drew.
I'm very well
So
aware of the third
my
party
thing
risk of
is
using any platform.
I was more referring to just overall marketing. I'm not talking about social media as guidance in my life or anything like that, you know.
Right, right, right. No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
talking about
Because
marketing.
I want to, guys. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take the value that the people in this community have, and give it to the world, to the planet, to social media, to the internet, to the streets. The value, Mike, that of what you just said how profound that is. People need to hear that. They're hearing junk. Their diet is junk. Junk food, junk drinks, and junk energy. You got to give them that real shit, man. You know, that shit you just talked about. You know, this is what's important, and this is why webinars are going to be good, because we're going to be able to break down psychological situations and look at it from his story, her story, and then the truth standing in the corner. So we're going to tell a webinar from the guy, the truth, that's standing in the corner in every room in society. That's what we're going to do. And they're not going to like it. And the algorithm is going to not recognize it. And CoinGecko is going to say, we never seen something like that.
CoinGecko. All right, Drew, go ahead.
Yeah,
Well,
David, I'm going to invoice you for my
man.
second cigar. This is
cigar number 2. Man,
cigar number
Drew,
2.
I
If
miss
you keep
cigars.
talking and running it on long-winded, I'm just going to keep invoicing
I
you.
miss cigars, Drew. I quit cigars and all tobacco 2 years ago. I miss cigars so much.
I got rid of the Copenhagen. Now just stick to the cigar part about being a cowboy.
Send me your wallet. I owe you a couple cigars.
Man. All right.
I owe you a couple cigars.
DrewRoberts.e. Send it on over.
I got you, brother.
So,
hold on. Guys, hold on.
I don't really think it matters. Hold on a second.
You're killing me.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters how we find the right people for this project. I think it matters that we find the right people for this project. And that's where my mindset is at. I'm not married to any of these social media platforms at all, because
can I bring up what Drew
I'm not married?
said? Because this is
the
best TV.
You got it.
This is the best thing you can find on the fucking internet. Drew just said, I'm gonna send you the invoice for my cigar. I said, nah, Drew, I'll send you a couple cigars. I'll send you some money. He said, send it to Drew.eth, right? DrewRoberts.eth. You see how easy that is, world?
Yeah, not Drew.eth. That's going to go to somebody else. I haven't bought that one yet.
You know, you control your own wallet.
DrewRoberts.eth.
I can send Drew in his personal wallet address that he just sent me, his own personal wallet address.
Hey, you can mail me a postcard too if you want. You can send me an email. You know, it might go to the spam box.
That's the technology that's here, people. You don't want
and
that's
beautiful because Drew could be living in Argentina and still have the same ENS, and you could still send him the money back.
So last spring, I guess it was like February, March, about a year ago. I got $500 into my wallet. That was great. So I didn't think anything of it. And like a month later, my wife at the time got a phone call, and then started getting all these text messages from some California number, who's Drew Roberts in California, who is AndrewRoberts.e, and accidentally one of his buddies accidentally sent to DrewRoberts.e is $500, so he wanted it back. So I waited a while. I was in no rush to get back in touch with him, and then when I got back in touch a couple months later, I was like, all right, it's not how the blockchain works, but you're lucky I didn't just run off with it like I have the right to. I said, I'll send it back, but you're going to send me a consulting fee of the lesson you learned. So you're going to send me back 250 of it to Cash App in dollar bills. So anyway, I still talk to the guy. We DM on Twitter. He's all into Zcash is his like expertise field. So he keeps me informed of what's going on with Zcash. But anyway, it's just another funny story about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And there are no refunds in crypto, right? If you accidentally send your Ethereum to a Bitcoin network address, that is gone, and it is your own fault.
You have a chance to get it back if you send it to an actual address. Now, if you send it to something else, you have no chance of getting it back.
Or like a contract. Yeah. So a lot of people send it, to actual contracts of projects, which that's just a whole other issue. But
which is another reason why in WBN's contract, if you do send ETH there, we have a thing in the contract where we can withdraw the stuck ETH. So at least that is safe.
Awesome. Sharon,
Drew.
Steve, Amy, Anthony, if you guys want to chime in, just go ahead and unmute. And,
Can I say hi to everybody?
Yeah, go
hi,
ahead, Damon.
Amy. How you doing today?
Hi, Damon. I'm doing well.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, I've been MIA because I was tired the last couple of days. So I recuperated and I'm back. And I miss hearing you guys. I miss being on the podcast.
I can tell you're detaching from the clock because you're feeling tired. See, when you get off that schedule and start doing what you want and what you feel, you'll start to notice that you're always tired.
Yes.
Because you're always fighting.
Yes.
You're always extending your reach.
Yes.
So yeah, I love it. Good to see you, Amy.
Good to see you too.
Hello.
I'm feeling that right now. I'm running on fumes right now.
Nice. Yeah. I knew you knew that.
Oh yeah. I just ran in the house. I'm still in my work clothes right now. Look, see? I mean, I didn't want to miss this podcast. I'm excited about it. I wanted to meet all the members here. People like Sharon and Drew. I knew they were coming on, and I wanted to meet them. Because I'm excited about this project. I want to I can't wait to have a bigger community where we can be as a family, because that's what it is. There's a WBN family.
Oh no, we're about to change the world, people. We're about to create the real safe spaces. We're about to and it won't be one for a 9-year-old who thinks it's having an anxiety attack because it came in last place because she walked the whole entire race and didn't run once. She won't have a safe space to go scream and cry and yell and be herself. No, this will be a safe space where people can raise their kids and not be at work while the kids are learning everything from society and social media and what the government wants them to see, where they can spend time with their kids and find out what their personalities are and who they're going to be when they grow up. We've come back, people. We're here. We're not going away. This isn't going away. People like Sharon and angels like Steve showed up here. Look around when you're on a journey, when you're going through something good in life. Look around, see who's there, the quality of people that's showing up. You could do that even when you're having a bad time in your life. Look around. They're probably the problem. Wake up, people. Wake up. Go ahead, Braino. Oh, yeah. One more thing. Guys, we met, all of us here, everyone in this podcast, this show right now, had met on Twitter Crypto. Twitter. We do things called spaces where I host a space and a bunch of people can come in and they can come up the stage and they can talk, meaning they can have a mic and you can have community talk. You can listen to music. You can have a party, give away money. We met there and I'm used to hosting the spaces. So when you hear me interrupting people, it's not because I'm being ignorant and I never shut up. I'm the host here. Braino is the new and improved Web4 host. I may have put the disciples together, but oh my God, are they angels? They are here because they've come to change the world.
I always tell you, you need your own show on here, just called Stream of Consciousness.
No, I don't.
Damon.
No, I do not.
You could
no,
be
I do
a
not.
8, 9, 10-hour show, just
Braino,
going on.
I'll do webinars. You run the shows. Let me do the webinars where I have 10,000 people in there and we're teaching them about themselves.
Braino needs a mute button if he wants to run the show.
I do have one.
Okay, good.
exercised my right to use it yet. But,
So I just want to let everybody know that I'm really not an asshole. I'm used to hosting a daily show where I'm the host.
Damon, don't worry. Once these videos start to pick up, you're going to get a lot of comments saying, hey, tell that Damon guy to stop talking, stop interrupting. You're going to see a lot of those comments coming in sooner or later.
They won't be the people that make millennial wealth. They'll be the people that that want to go keep up with Kim Kardashian. And they'll buy a $45,000
What if they're just the people that want to hear the panel talk on a panel discussion? What if they're just that?
They should be patient. Should be patient. Wait for me to shut up and everybody else talk. See, that's what you do.
Okay.
When you don't have instant gratification. See, society is so used of directing your attention that you guys are getting annoyed at me saying, hold on, there's a thought for that. Just like on social media, when you're scrolling from the next topic to the next topic, you have to stop. Hold on. He said something very important that the people should understand a little bit more of. See, we're teaching, educating. I can't shut up. Sorry.
It's okay. I know it's getting late over there, Sharon. What time is it over there where you're at?
It is 20 to 2 in the morning. So I am getting tired, but I wanted to stay up because obviously, like Steve, I wanted to meet, you guys. I've spoken to you on the spaces or heard your voices on spaces, felt your energy. And obviously Damon, I've listened to for lots of hours, just dropping gems really and just speaking to me. So so it's really important to come on, and hopefully Linda and I are going to have a chat on Sunday and maybe start doing some other spaces at different times as well, and maybe reach different audiences and connect with different people, see if we can find new people to come into the project. And I'm still learning about the project because as I say, I dipped out for a little while, so I need to sort of get back up to speed. And but it feels like I'm in a good place. I'm surrounded by some good souls, so it's good to be here. But yeah, I will be jumping out soon to go and get some sleep. I'm really quite tired.
Yeah, no problem. And we thank you for joining the podcast and meeting everybody. And don't feel bad, if you want to check out, and because I know it's late over there. If I start
snoring, then you can just kind of edit that out, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see you in here, Sharon. It's great to see you in here for sure.
Sharon, I'm glad you were able to stay up or set your alarm and actually make it a point to be here tonight, to show yourself and introduce yourself to the world, to the community. Now they have a face. It becomes real to them who Sharon is, and that's all I'm trying to do here, guys, is let people know that Web 4 is showing up as who you are. You're introducing yourself to everybody and say, hey, this is me, guys. Accept me or not. Are you my tribe or not? Or we're just not vibing. It's that obvious that the synchronicities in my life and everybody else's life who's here has led them to this moment. And Sharon, I love you to death. You have completely changed my life, my personal life, my relationship with God and the universe. You actually give me conviction of everything that is real in my life. That every second, every hour of my day, that I'm blessed with people like you in my life, who bring such a positive, high vibrational spirit and energy that charges me up like a rocket, and I can just keep going and going and going and not stop.
My favorite part of all this is hearing community members give their testimony. That's my absolutely favorite part of all this. And I'm the guy with the least to say. I actually don't talk very much, you know, but I love to hear people from the community give their testimony. It's my favorite part. And it's great to be able to see Drew face to face and thank him for his assistance on this project, because I never had the opportunity to do so. And I've known Drew in the X world for quite some time now. So it's very, very cool. No doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's the value of meeting people in, you know, in spaces or just generally, you know, it's Damon's already said it, it's your network is your net worth, and it's just the value of those connections and the people that you're going to meet that have that expertise or that knowledge or that bit of wisdom or that bit of experience, or sometimes it's a bit of intuition that, you know, you can share something. I think one of the things that Damon said to me quite early on when we were talking was that which was really scary, was that once you kind of start to level up, that those messages that are your intuition are just coming at you thick and fast, and you kind of, because you're more aware of them, they're just it's actually a little bit overpowering, because everything seems to have another meaning. Everything's, everywhere you look there's a message, and you're just thinking, wow. So I think, yeah, just having these conversations, and sometimes someone's got a message for you and they don't even realize they're giving you a message, but they are, and it's just incredible. So that's the value of this group.
What I get from this group, and when I say this group, I mean the community as well, not just the founders. What I get is like the ingredients of a good stew. I don't think one thought and one point of view will ever take anything to the next level. It's a combination of different thoughts and different points of views, because like a good stew, it's the perfect seasoning. It's the perfect amount of this food and a perfect amount of this food and that food. And that's what I like about this group. It's the true melting pot, as far as I could see. I mean, look at the screen, you guys.
Absolutely. I was
Right?
just getting ready to say that, Mike. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So
the universe has brought all
pot.
us here together like that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, of backgrounds, of personalities, of thoughts, of ideas. And that is the reason why WBN has been and will continue to be successful for years to come. And I just want to thank everybody for being involved in what we're doing. I'm humbled when I hear the testimony of the community. I'm humbled, very much so.
Yes.
And thanks again to Drew. You're in the community too, Drew. Damn it.
Hey, grateful to be here. Yeah.
Drew is true. So guys, in Web3, where we all met, just to let you guys know, there's something called a degen. And a degen...
Technically, we met in Web 2 on X.
A degen is a mindset of a person in crypto who bets on meme coins projects like they would an NBA team on a sports betting app, where they think, oh, I could get this one, it might go, it might not go, and it's become a gambling, a degenerate gambling, and the influencers and the people there call the people who are losing all the money degens, and they wear it proudly, because their whole life they're calling themselves a degenerate, so they're actually degenerating money. They're degenerating income. They're degenerating value of themselves. And they've wore this mindset, like it fit like a glove. So a lot of these people here, and we said that we wouldn't find a lot of our community in Twitter crypto, where the degen mindset was, because we are not them. We are the free thinkers. We are the compassionate. We're the spiritual people. We wouldn't get that fakeness, that what? No. Once somebody steals my money, I'm not going back there again. I'm not crazy, you know. But they make it seem like it's the thing, that it's the norm, and you wear that. So we had to separate ourselves and create a Web 4 where now transparency is currency, where your network is your net worth. But you have to show up and show your face if you want to make millennial wealth. You're not going to be here playing games, and we're not going to be here playing with grown kids. We didn't come here to play with other people's children, entitled children, misguided, indoctrinated, manipulated, people who are plugged into the system and matrix children. We didn't come here to do that. We came here to change our personal lives. We came here to change our family's trajectory. So we had to separate ourselves from the nonsense, because we're grown people here. We're God-fearing men and women here. We didn't come here to play games. So we had to separate ourselves from that mindset. And Drew, I love Drew, because Drew is like the king of the DGen world, because Drew's a young guy too. Don't think Drew's older. Drew's very young. He's just wise and comes
I'm
from
40. I'm a man. In the words of
Drew's
Gundy,
like 10
I'm 40.
years.
I'm a man.
He's 10 years younger than me, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Drew's young, man. Drew, with the knowledge, see. So if I didn't see Drew's face, and I just had to judge him from his experience and what he's been through in life, I would think that he's younger. I mean, a lot older, but he's not. He's just wise because he's come from a good family of morals and values and principles. And he's also been heavily involved in faith. And he's had problems in life with addictions, and he's fought different things, and things that they give us freely that make us sick, mentally sick, make us think we need it to feel, to live, to laugh, to love. We don't need alcohol and drugs to do that. We can do that naturally, but they've conditioned us to have a substance for us to feel any type of abundance. No, and that's what I love about this community. This community is everyone. So, the value that's being brought here is I can't even explain. But we will do our best to try to articulate this into value for you, education for you, you living a better life, a healthier life, a wealthier life. But you're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to dig down, and you're going to have to know that I can't change him. I can't change her. Definitely not changing her. So now I'm going to have to change the way I deal with them. And if that requires me removing myself from around toxic people who no longer see my value, who've overstepped boundaries that I now put up, they may have met you when you didn't have boundaries. You may have met some people when you didn't respect and love yourself as much as you do now. And now they're still around you because they don't know the new you. They don't know that you're not taking that shit no more. And you don't even really want to be around them anymore because you know that they took advantage of you. Wake up, guys. We got this.
You don't always have to stay in a toxic place. I met Sir Mix-a-Lot in the projects in 1985. Very toxic place. I don't think I have to tell you that we don't really hang out in the projects anymore. You're more likely to see us hanging out at events with the mayor of Seattle than in the projects. So yeah, separation leads to elevation. when you're separating yourself from things that are not healthy for you. 100%.
There goes my guy, boy. So,
Yeah.
hey, Mike got that sauce for you guys. Just to let you know, you guys like to take that healthy food and that healthy soul food. Mike got the sauce for you guys. You know, well, I to look through the see when I went and got Mike, when I recruited Mike for this project, it was because I heard his voice one time, and I heard what he said, and what he said, the 150 in the people in the room didn't get it. They just shut up and had nothing else to say. But what he said was so profound that they subconsciously heard Mike's message because Mike delivered it and articulated it to where it was going to control a whole room of people and change their thought process. And he was able to do that. And you don't see that in everyday people. People who can control the temperature of a room. And I seen Mike had that, and I knew that this project that was going to be selfless and people were going to get wealthy here had to have somebody with that type of value, with that type of leadership, with that type of wisdom to control a room, to keep the temperature where it needs to be. That he had what God and the universe has given him these last 50 years. And he knows how to interpret that and give the lessons learned. Give them the blessings, give them the lessons when, you know. But Mike, he has the sauce, guys. I won't get into it on a more psychological point at this time, but you'll start to see as we do these webinars how Mike is going to actually relate to a lot of baby boomers and a lot of Gen Xers with the moral value.
I'm a Gen Xer for the record. I'm a Gen Xer.
Yes. On paper, you're a Gen Xer. But spiritually and mentally and emotionally, you're a baby boomer. But all good. But yeah, guys, Linda, I see you tuned in, Linda, and I just, when I see Linda, I know that Linda has been breaking down walls and fears since she's been in this project. Linda has been coming into her higher self, her spiritual higher self. And I talk and I'm looking at Linda. I know Linda has a lot to say. She has a lot to express. She has a lot to teach. And what she has to teach y'all is Linda can interpret her knowing the difference of when God has something meant for her and when it's just something in life you're going through. Linda knows that she's asked God many times in her life to give her the strength to face her fears, and she's able to do that today. She's able to get up here and talk and her voice not crack anymore. Linda, that's beautiful. You know, not to hear your voice crack anymore because you're not nervous anymore. You know, guys, this is special. You guys are special, and I can't, you know, say it enough.
It's kind of easy when you know, like I told you before, God sent me here. He placed me here, not me. He did. So I know I'm walking in his goodness and his grace. So he's not going to send me somewhere where I'm going to fail. So it's easy when I know I'm in the palm of his hands, you know. So everyone here, God has sent all of us here. Just like Mike said, it's like a melting pot. All of us is from different walks of life, and we all have experienced different things, but we have one thing in common, that we are like-minded. We want the same thing. We all have been awakened, and we want a better life for ourselves. And you treat people the way you want to be treated, and you do good in life, and good will come back to you, and you see it here on this panel. All of us are here for a reason. God did not bring us here unless it was for a reason. So I just thank God for each and every one on here, and God is just so good. And I wake up every morning with joy in my heart, because I know I could just see it. I can't even explain it, but I could just see the people that come in here. I could see us growing. I could really see the vision. And with people without a vision, they will perish. So you got to have that vision and got to see it and know that you are here for a reason. God bless.
Yeah, that's beautifully said, Linda. And just how everything came together was just so natural, and nothing was forced. Nobody was, forced to be a part of the project in the building process. Everything just happened naturally in Twitter Spaces, all on the same vibe. And you're not going to see another crypto project kind of get as deep as we do in terms of consciousness, in terms of spirituality, in terms of some of the things that we touch on. Because we say this multiple times, we're more than just a project. We're more than just a token. We are a movement. We are a revolution against them. It's us versus them. It's us versus the people that are trying to introduce demonic forces to this country and just stray further away from God. And not everybody has to believe in the same God. But this is what this token symbolizes. This is a token for the people. It's the people's Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it. This is the symbol. And I feel that a lot of other people in the world feel exactly like we do. And yes, they can go buy Pepe or they can go buy Bitcoin, but those tokens are
Don't
more
buy
like
Pepe. It just got forked. That's what I'm in the space with. It's forked.
right. Don't buy that
forked.
Pepe. Buy the fork Pepe or
Vampire
whatever.
attacks to the extreme. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, people can buy Bitcoin or buy the fork Pepe, and it's not going to have the same message that we do. It really, they aren't going to have the same message. Yeah, they'll be anti the financial system, right? Just being cryptocurrency in general, but ours just has so much more meaning, in my opinion. And I think
really
other people are
does.
going to feel the vibe. Other people are going to catch
Yes.
on.
I know they are, Brano. Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's too infectious. It's going to be too
Yes.
infectious that it's going to bring a lot of people on board for sure.
It's going to bring people who know that they deserve a shot at wealth, at a different life, something different than they had already, because they did the right things in here and in here. And they know now that now is the effect. See, universal law state that there's a cause and an effect. You cause something to happen, and then it happens. Left, right, up, down. They know that. What they don't want you to know is that at certain points in your life, throughout your life, you're either living in a cause or an effect state of mind. Right now, guys, we're causing an effect that has to happen. Universal law states that it has to happen. It's profound. It's profound. But I love it.
Yeah, we're creeping up. We're creeping up on that 2-hour mark, so we can kind of just go through the panel one last time, kind of give some final thoughts. And yeah, it's been a great show. Great show so far. Thank you everybody who attended. And I'll go with you last, Damon, since
Oh, because I got Brano. Brano, I didn't even talk about what I want to talk about yet.
Don't worry, we have 500 more podcasts to do. Or
Oh
so
no.
you've got.
Listen, it's not a lot, but tonight the vibrational energy frequency for this stream, I haven't put that out there yet, so I'll finish up with that. I'll rock people to sleep. I won't overdose you because there's not enough fentanyl in Western civilization for the overdoses that will come. That if I told you guys what life really was, but we're about to wake them up, guys. We're gonna wake them up. We're gonna let them know that welcome to Web 4, where the baby boomers, the Gen Xers, the millennials, they join forces, where transparency equals wealth. Well, where your network will equal your net worth. It's the largest transfer of wealth is a few months away from the planet, especially Western society, where Americans never had this opportunity. They were lied to for 100 years about an American dream that didn't exist. They were brainwashed and called conspiracy theorists for thinking that anybody other than Lee Harvey Oswald, who shot John F. Kennedy, if anybody else thought any other different, they were called a conspiracy theorist. And hence, the word conspiracy theorist was born. That if you think for yourself or if you question anything that happens in your reality, you're just a whack job. Well, we're here to tell them that that in a room there is his story and there is her story, or her story and his story, or his story and his story, or her story and her story. But then there's the truth that stands in the corner of the room in the shadow, and it doesn't say anything because universal law states you let energy control it. The humans will direct it the way they want it to be, where things are balanced. Because when things become unbalanced, you get a certain type of energy that starts to wake people up where they have to balance it again. Good and evil. Well, here comes the good. Here we come. We're here. We've gathered. And like the 12 disciples, the 12 founding members, will deliver you to the promised land. Your value will be displayed in your wallet that you control. That if your cousin wants to send you 150 for an iPhone that you had 10 years ago, you want to sell her, that you could just give it to her and she could just send you the money in WBN or Ethereum. That you don't have to report it on your taxes. See, this is what the government don't want you to know. They don't want you to hear this. They don't want to let you know that there's a world that exists out here for them. And it's cryptocurrency. It's Web 4, where the people show up. To have control of your own financial freedom is the greatest feeling in the world. It really is. That's why we'll do the webinars. We'll be transparent. We'll tell the people that we're setting you up for millennial wealth here, so you receive cycles of money every couple of years. This is taking back your higher self, where you're showing up because they're taking AI to the end, where they will start announcing brain chips and this is a spiritual war, people. But this is a war where you can't get hurt because you have the armor. You had the armor of the universe and God on. And it's a spiritual war where it won't be televised, but it will be telepathic. It will be a war of the minds. And that's why you're not seeing bombs being dropped. Why you're not seeing missiles being launched. Because they're launching the wars on you. It's on your consciousness. So go ahead, Brano. You can take it around the room.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
That was a short version of your ending version, or
Yes. Short version.
Okay. All right, Drew. Appreciate you being here on the podcast, and like we said, delivering an excellent contract for us. And is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and appreciate all of y'all that are part of this community and putting your time and effort and and your own hard-earned swapping it into WBN and to be part of this project. I think what makes ERC20 special, this token, this fungible token protocol that we're on with WBN, is unlike so much else, which I think what Damon's one of the things he hits on is unlike so much else in society where you're just a product or a customer of an entity. This technology, of these tokens, these fungible tokens, allow you to have ownership or upside in the success of a collective group of people working together that you just don't get with anything else, really. I mean, you even like I've done business partnerships in the past with people, and over time your interests will diverge, and if you're stuck in a C corp or LLC or some type of business structure, it gets real messy in a real hurry, and because there's no liquidity there. Whereas if you come along as part of this community, as part of this project, as part of this initiative, and your interests do diverge from where the community is heading, you have liquidity there and you can move on easily and without any hard feelings or without any issue whatsoever with the direction that the mass of the community are heading in. And just so freeing to have a structure like that, that's possible because of cryptography and the blockchain. And so that underlying technology is what makes Damon's vision possible. And these fungible tokens, these ERC20s on Ethereum, which is the best form of a fungible token by far over any blockchain, it makes that possible. So yeah, it's just great to be a part of. It's great to have, to be able to contribute in some way with the smart contract code, and to be able to take Damon's idea and concept of where he wants to go long term with the project, and to have had that opportunity myself to put that into a contract format that's a win-win for everybody and works in everybody's best interest for the long term, not just for short-term gains, like you see with like a meme coin or so many other NFTs and other types of tokens that are all short-term timelines. So grateful to be a part of it. Grateful to be here with you all. Look forward to being on many of these episodes as I'm able to be on, and appreciate the time that we had here tonight. So thank you all.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for being here again. Have a good night, and let's go to Amy. Any last words, Amy?
I just want to say this is a unique community. I've never been. Oop, I don't see you guys anymore. I've never been to a project like this where you can meet the team and the community. And so you don't feel you feel that everyone is transparent, and you don't get like that with any other projects. You just don't know who the behind the scenes people are, and so I'm here to hopefully change my life, and that's all I have to say for now.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And that's all of our goals, to change our lives and to change the lives of those that are closest to us, and
Right.
Eventually the whole community. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being here. Linda, any last words, Linda?
You know, you were so blessed to get a once in a lifetime opportunity, because this type of opportunity doesn't come around. And to be placed, it's just such a great time to be alive, to have this opportunity. So whoever listening out there, just like Amy said, I have never been in a project like this either. where everybody is so transparent and we speak from the heart and we not here to scam anyone. We we want everybody to win. We created this project, this token for the people. So to be here is great time to be alive. God bless each and every one.
Thank you, Linda. Anthony, what's going on, man? I know you've been listening here. Hope you've enjoyed the conversation. Is there anything you wanted to say? Any final words?
I'm just glad to be a part of the community, and like everyone else was saying, I love the transparency, the honesty, and I just stoked to be a part of the project.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. And you've spent your valuable time to join us on this podcast. So we appreciate you guys as well. And it looks like Steve had to go to sleep, but his daughter Melanie has taken his place. Melanie, how you doing? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. So I'm actually Steve's daughter, and I'm only 22, and that should say like a lot that I'm interested in something like this. And back to what Amy said, we're not hoping it's gonna happen. As Damon always says, we're manifesting, so it's gonna happen sooner or later. So
A
yeah,
hundred,
It's
100%.
happening, guys.
so I'm just
Guys,
appreciative to be given this opportunity at this young age. I already feel like I have a jump start.
Definitely at 22. Yeah, you're going to be ahead of a lot of people in your age bracket for sure.
don't
Thank you
go
for
anywhere. Hey, Melanie, don't go anywhere because I want you to stay here for a second.
Mike. We're ending with last words. Did you want to give the show any last words before we sign off here?
Yeah, sure. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm not a baby boomer. How dare you, Damon? I'm just kidding. Any last words? Again, I just really love when members of the community come up and give their testimony. It is my absolute 100% favorite part of this whole process. I'm humbled and I'm so glad to see you guys here. I really am. And thank you so much for participating in the WBN.
Appreciate that, Mike, and thank you as always for the wisdom. Everything you say, I swear, it could be written down and quoted somewhere. Damon, your last up, bud.
Casually and occasionally.
I won't say anything if you guys want to vote. If you want to vote, I shut up and we end it. I'll do that. You want to take a vote if you want me a closing statement or what?
I think everybody wants. I think
Did
everybody
we,
wants to hear the final. I shouldn't
did we
say
give them
last
enough
words.
yet? Are we going to overdose them or are we good? Are we good?
Do your
Whatever you
closing
feel.
statement, Damon.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, for the people, first, I'm sorry. My mind is a beautiful place today. I'm able to see, you're taught to don't speak up, don't interrupt, be obedient, just work, enjoy yourself 7 days a week on an island, come back and make that old man and all his kids billionaires, but never live your dream. Don't do that. Don't speak up. Uh, Melanie, I, 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 I look at you. I see you. Right now, we're probably 5 minutes from each other in real life. Um, we're in the same city. Your dad and I are best friends, family. And I see you in the guidance that Steve has given you, the inspiration, the compassion, the overall qualities um, that your child is supposed to possess, that you're supposed to teach them, the wisdom, the knowledge, but more importantly, the morals, the values, principles, that if someone owes you two pennies, that it's not about the 2 pennies. It's not about the money, the physical money. It's the fact that the way that they borrowed it or the way that they owed it, you promised you'd pay it back. That's a principle, guys. Something you're supposed to have. Morals, values. These are things your parents and your grandparents are supposed to groom you with. To see you sitting up here with the mind of a 22-year-old, I can think back to 24 years ago when I was 22 and I was experiencing the world for the first time. If this would have been an opportunity that came my way, well, this story wouldn't be here today. It wouldn't be here today. But we weren't supposed to be there when Bitcoin was a penny. I wasn't supposed to be there when Ethereum was 10 cents. I wasn't there when Doge was 0.00006. I wasn't there for any of those moments, and neither were any of you guys. You guys were somewhere else, learning hard lessons in life or experiencing good lessons in life. But we're here now. So now we're in the deserving moment. We're in the effect of what we just caused for the last years of our life. We're living in the moment where we're reaping what we have sown. Um, and I see you, Melanie. I have a 20. I have a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old about to be 18, an 18-year-old about to be 19. I have a 24-year-old. I have a 25-year-old. I have a 28 who's about to be 29-year-old. I try to tell my kids about this, and they don't listen. But they're not the normie that I don't have to care about. My kids will be fine. They're not listening to me because they're hard headed like their dad was when he was 28, 24.
You know, I was at first too. It took a lot of convincing, I would say. A lot of convincing. But just listening to you and listening to him talk in my ear every day, it kind of like becomes very engaging. And, you know, one of the facts he said was everything is not as transparent as Web 4. So, you know, just hearing it and seeing it, it just made me want to believe. And now I believe. So there's nothing really we can do now but, you know, manifest it.
Yes, and it's what I love and why I went there is because look what happens when a 22-year-old young woman has guidance, has the right direction in her life. Look what happens then. We see too many times the times when the 22-year-old is misdirected, where her idols are pop stars that are showing their body to the world, showing your private parts to the world, parts of you that are supposed to be for one other person, a person that deserves to see that part of you, a person that be able to visualize that part of you. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or you're a woman. You both deserve that. Everybody deserves that. Um, to see the psychology here play out is a beautiful thing for me. Because I know you're not going to get this at Harvard University. You're not. They're not going to show you the generational curses and the generational pain and stains passed down. They're not going to show you that. They're not going to teach you that. So I sit here and I see all the misled 20-year-olds, and then I see Melanie. And I know her dad. I know her dad's a beautiful angel, beautiful human being. People take advantage of him all the time because he's so nice. He doesn't know how to say no to people. Guy Steve doesn't know how to say no. And you're seeing the effects of his 22-year-old daughter who's now facing the world, who's now being armed with the morals, the values, the principles of her dad, and now a community of entrepreneurs and leadership that will lead her into the future. of being a 23-year-old millionaire, an influential role model who can do webinars and teach people about posture and eating good organic foods and thinking healthy and being in control of your own finances, your own wallets, your portfolios. I see what God is doing here. I see what we're doing here. I see what the journey's going to be here. Transparency is important because you get to see that people are real. You get to see that what you're hearing is actually happening. We actually have a wizard like Drew who knows the ins and outs of crypto technology and the benefits. We haven't even talked about, Drew, what you're working on now, the secret weapon. We're not going to tell them about the secret weapon. We're creating a launch pad here, people. And the launch pad where will be people like you can have your own project and your own coin, your own currency, and you can make billions of dollars if you think about it, if you apply it. Drew's innovation will be the leading technology, the leading financial vehicle for a new era in cryptocurrency. What Drew is putting together for the Wisdom Bank Network, its platform, its launchpad, will print millionaires. We will print millionaires because they'll have a millionaire mindset and they won't question if they deserve it. They'll get that here. That's why, guys, I know we have to keep producing content and we have to keep delivering. And I'm sorry to anyone here tonight that I cut off or I disrupted or anything we disagreed on. I promise you we agree on a lot more than we don't. So sit back, everybody. I think everyone's starting to understand what we're doing here and why it took a month and a half. And, guys, we're sitting right now at a 5 million market cap. We're 30x from from a small place. People are in the positive here. If you got into this project when we launched, you're up, way up. But there's a deeper, a more influential bracket here we're trying to achieve. And guys, I have to go for millennial wealth because I got 14 kids depending on me, 6 kids and 8 grandkids. So if you want to get on this train and let's go to the promised land, well, I'm telling you that you have the leadership and the innovation here to do it. We got Mike, we got Drew, we got Brano, we got everybody, we got the community. So I'm excited for where we're going here, Drew. And I'm looking forward to the webinars and the streaming and, the new form of entertainment that will introduce the 99% of the Earth's population to cryptocurrency and Web4. I'm glad that you're a part of that, Drew. Thank you. Amy, thank you. Thank you for coming. I know this is your first night. Who is that? Anthony? Oh, Anthony, you was here before you had the camera off. Okay. Guys, I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're showing up. Let's get it. As they say in crypto and crypto Twitter, let's fucking go.
LFG. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Wisdom Bank Network podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.